Welcome, dear listeners. Tonight, we journey into 19th century Paris, a city of beauty, wealth, and social ambition where appearances often matter more than truth. This is The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant, one of the most famous short stories ever written, a tragic tale about pride, vanity, and the cruel irony of fate. Our story centers on a woman named Mathilde Loisel, who dreams of riches, luxury, and admiration, but is trapped in a life far from her desires. Mathilde Loisel is young, beautiful, and charming, yet she was born into a family of clerks without fortune or connections. Though married to a kind and modest man, Monsieur Loisel, who works as a government clerk and provides a comfortable but simple life, Mathilde is never satisfied. She feels she was meant for something grander, to live in fine salons, to wear elegant gowns, to be adored by the rich and powerful. Each day, as she sits in her modest apartment, she imagines golden chandeliers and silken curtains. But instead, she sees dull walls and worn furniture. Her husband comes home happily with soup simmering on the stove, but Mathilde sighs, dreaming instead of banquets and jewels. One evening, Monsieur Loisel comes home beaming with excitement. He proudly holds an envelope. Inside is a prestigious invitation, a ticket to an elegant ball at the Ministry of Education, a rare event attended by wealthy officials and high society ladies. To him, it's a wonderful gift. But Mathilde stares at the invitation in despair. "What good is that to me?" she asks. "I have nothing to wear." Her husband, bewildered, offers to buy her a new dress. He had saved money to buy himself a hunting rifle, but he sacrifices his dream to please her. He gives her 400 francs, his entire savings, to purchase the gown she wants. Mathilde buys a beautiful dress, elegant, graceful, the kind of gown she always dreamed of. But soon, another worry gnaws at her heart. "I shall look poor," she says sadly. "I have no jewels." Her husband suggests she borrow something from her wealthy friend, Madame Forestier. The next day, Mathilde visits Madame Forestier. Her friend opens a large jewelry box and lets Mathilde choose. Mathilde's eyes sparkle as she looks at the diamonds, pearls, and rubies glistening under the light. Then she sees a magnificent diamond necklace, dazzling and pure. She gasps. "May I borrow this?" she asks. Madame Forestier smiles and says, "Of course, my dear." Mathilde clasps the necklace around her neck and gazes at herself in the mirror. Her heart races with excitement. At last, she looks like the woman she always imagined, elegant, radiant, worthy. The night of the ball arrives. Mathilde shines brighter than anyone else. Her dress glimmers, her necklace sparkles like fire. She is admired by all. Men turn their heads, women whisper in envy. Even high-ranking officials seek to dance with her. For the first time, Mathilde feels truly alive, beautiful, envied, desired. She forgets her modest home, her husband's sacrifices, her past. The ball lasts until 4 in the morning. When it ends, Mathilde rushes out into the cold night, hiding her shoulders with a plain shawl. They take a carriage back to their humble apartment. And as Mathilde stands before the mirror once more, ready to admire herself one last time, she lets out a terrified scream. The necklace, the beautiful diamond necklace, is gone. She searches everywhere. In her dress, in the folds of her coat, on the floor. Her husband retraces their steps, searching the streets, the carriages, even the police stations. But the necklace has vanished. Desperate, Monsieur Loisel returns home, exhausted, his face pale. They must replace it. The Loisels go to every jeweler in Paris, trying to find a similar necklace. At last, they find one a perfect match, but it costs 36,000 francs a fortune. Monsieur Loisel uses all his inheritance, borrows from friends, and signs his name to endless debts. Mathilde returns the replacement necklace to Madame Forestier, her heart pounding in fear, but Madame Forestier simply smiles and says, "You should have returned it sooner. Might have needed it." Relieved, Mathilde leaves, not realizing that her life has just changed forever. To pay the debt, the Loisels sell everything. They move into a small attic apartment. The maid is dismissed. Mathilde does all the housework herself. She scrubs floors, washes laundry, and haggles with merchants. Her hands grow rough, her beauty fades, her voice hardens. Monsieur Loisel works day and night, doing extra jobs to pay the loans. They live this way for 10 long years. Finally, after a decade of toil, the debt is paid. Mathilde, now aged and worn, has lost her youthful charm, but a strange peace has replaced her vanity. One Sunday, while walking in the park, Mathilde sees a familiar face, Madame Forestier. Still young, still beautiful. Mathilde hesitates, embarrassed by her rough appearance, but decides to speak to her. "Good morning, Jean," she says. Madame Forestier doesn't recognize her at first. "My poor Mathilde, how you've changed," she exclaims. Mathilde laughs bitterly and tells her the whole story, how she lost the necklace, how she and her husband suffered 10 years of poverty to replace it. At first, Madame Forestier is speechless. Then, with tears in her eyes, she takes Mathilde's hands and whispers, "Oh, my poor Mathilde, the necklace I lent you, it was not real. It was imitation. It was worth no more than 500 francs. And there, dear listeners, lies the cruel twist, the irony that defines Maupassant's tale. Mathilde lost her youth, her beauty, and 10 years of her life for a necklace that was worth almost nothing. Her pride, her longing to appear wealthy, brought her more suffering than poverty ever could. The necklace is a timeless reflection on human nature. It reminds us that vanity can destroy us. The pursuit of appearances can lead to real tragedy, and that truth, however, humbleth, always better than illusion. Mathilde Loisel learned the hard way that true worth lies not in jewels or gowns, but in honesty, gratitude, and contentment. Thank you for listening to this retelling of The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. If you enjoyed this narration, please like, share, and subscribe for more classic literature brought to life. And remember, sometimes the most precious gems in life are the ones that don't shine at all.